This person is carrying regret over you. Deep regret. The kind that shows up when everything goes quiet. There are moments when they remember you and it hits differently now because time has made things clearer and not easier. And sometimes it is not just thinking, it becomes emotion, it becomes weight, it becomes tears when no one is watching. God says regret does not always come immediately. Sometimes it arrives after pride settles, after distractions fade, after life slows down. And now they are sitting with it. Not because they have no life, but because something inside them is not settled. They are replaying things, words, moments, decisions, things they wish they handled differently. And the hardest part is this: they cannot undo it, so they carry it. But God says something important here. Regret is not always about returning. Sometimes it is about repairing the heart, so people do not walk through life carrying what they were never meant to carry. The Bible shows us this through Joseph. Joseph was betrayed by his own brothers, sold, rejected, forgotten in the pit. They thought they were removing him from their story, but God was writing him into position. Years later, when Joseph had power, he had every opportunity to respond differently. He could have punished them, he could have buried them. With what they did, he had authority to make them suffer. But he didn't. Amen. Instead, he revealed himself and wept. Not just because of what they did, but because of what God had done through it. And when his brothers were afraid, expecting judgment, Joseph spoke something deeper. What you meant for harm, God turned for good. God says, this is the pattern you need to understand. Not every return is for punishment. Not every confrontation is revenge. Sometimes it is restoration of the heart, so no one carries guilt forever. Because unresolved regret becomes a burden, not just on the one who caused it, but on the one who carries it. And God says this person is now in that space. They are not at peace with how things ended. They are not as healed as they appear. In private moments, they think about you, and something in them breaks softly. God says this is where wisdom is needed, because not everything that comes from regret is meant to reopen a door. Sometimes it is meant to release a weight. So if there is ever communication, if there is ever reflection, if there is ever honesty, respond with wisdom, not emotion, not revenge, not pride, because Joseph shows us something higher. Power is not only in position, it is in restraint. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is not what they expect. It is peace. God says this is not about going back. It is about not carrying bitterness forward, because both sides were never meant to leave bound. One by guilt and one by pain. So release what needs release. Understand what needs understanding, and let God handle what you cannot fix. Because even regret is something God can turn into healing. Amen.